I'm gonna capture it subconsciously somewhere and it's gonna come out somehow.
The whole being caused by heat. 地若くて活発な人口発展途上化エネルギー不動産観光医療サービス政府の幸せの全世
in the world through trade, technology, and cultural exchange. It extends hand. The power
周り全部じゃないが真ん中かどっかだけ分かる。そう進行だけやろうそれはと思って。
History spanning 5,000 years stands the noble ancestor Oghuz Khan. The embodiment of wisdom and intellect, the pride of the Turkmen people, is Matamuli Pirani. The unparalleled heavenly steeds are the national pride of Turkmenistan, with its legendary Ahal-Teki horses.
か